OMG. You guys are in for it today. I got my mug. We're going to have a little coffee chat and spill that tea. Let's get into it.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh.
Murray keeps it downfield. It's caught. It is caught. Deandre Hopkins. Miraculous. It's Murray magic.
The sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Wild. Welcome to the Sick Podcast with me, your hostess, Kelly Singh. We are the sickest Arizona Cardinals podcast, and thank you so much for watching every single week. Love getting your tweets, love seeing your comments, shares, all of that. Thank you. Wow, there's just so much to dive into today. I had to hurry up quick, find a spot and be like, let's do this. Because as mentioned in our fantastically produced intro, thank you team, Deandre Hopkins is our breakingest news for today. Apparently it is on the table for Deandre Hopkins to be traded in this offseason. He posted a cryptic message to social media, which I did not see, and I checked Twitter and I don't see it. But the photo apparently was Deandre dressed in his Cardinals uniform, and the caption just said, "Forever grateful, ... We all know what ... is. More to come, right? So yeah, there's that. What the heck? Deandre Hopkins played 9 games this year, half the season, right? A little more than half the season. He was on pace for 120 catches, 1,354 yards, and 5 touchdowns. But so far, like just in the games that he played this season, he had 717 receiving yards, which led the team, despite missing almost half the season. I just can't. I can't wrap my head around it. He did have a knee injury, and he has a no trade clause, which is the weirdest part of all this. Like, I'm trying to process this breaking news. When I say breaking news, I'm here in the afternoon in California recording with my team, and I see the latest popping up 2 hours ago on the newswire. And yeah, it's just like, wow, a no trade clause. So that means he would have to approve a trade should there be a trade. But Bidwell saying that's what's on deck for this offseason. So some hot tea that we're going to have to stay on top of even today. I mean, it feels like this is just unfolding before our very eyes. So we're going to keep an eye on that for sure. Wow. That was my biggest bombshell for today, I promise. So obviously we had the big news of our dear Cliff Kingsbury, KK, as I like to call him lovingly, being fired from his role as the Cardinals head coach. And it's not any news that Sean Payton, his name has been tossed around the league as interviewing with several teams. Well, Houston, Arizona, Denver, all have been given permission to interview Sean Payton as the respective head coach. So it looks like the Cardinals were supposed to have interviewed him yesterday, but I didn't necessarily see anything on that. So it could be that they had received permission to interview him yesterday. It's on the table. It's definitely something that's, like I said, been tossed around. And from Sports Illustrated, where we have several lovely friends who do some great writing there, I am seeing that Sean Payton has been doing his homework, quote unquote, on the Arizona job. He's apparently a Kyler Murray fan. And the franchise, we currently don't have a general manager in place. And that really makes it a really ripe destination, right? A pretty clean transition. And with the news of Deandre Hopkins, a trade being on the table, does that get your wheels turning, or am I just being extra suspicious? It makes me feel like this could be something in the works with New Orleans. Is that possible? Honestly, I have no idea. So if you are more knowledgeable in these areas than I am, just a fan who's blown away by all of the explosive news of late, is it a thing? Could we trade away Hopkins for Sean Payton? I mean, he is the active coach there, so I would assume there'd have to be something. Oh my goodness. I can't even explain to you how these wheels are just churning. So please let me know. You can tweet at me at Kelly in Phoenix, tweet at the pod at SickPodKelly, and let us know. How do you see this playing out? Do you think the two are related? Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Moving on. Speaking of candidates, we are currently interviewing general manager candidates, with Cliff Kingsbury being fired, Steve Keim stepping away, Bidwell saying, hey, yeah, we are interviewing candidates. There are two internal candidates, in fact. Adrian Wilson and Quentin Harris happen to be the names of these internal candidates. They've already taken place. They've interviewed them. And fun fact, the Cardinals have not made an external general manager hire since 1993. It's been an inside job since then. And that was when Buddy Ryan was named head coach and general manager. And you know what? I kind of liked the Buddy Ryan years, to be honest. Something else I came across was the Bears executive, Ian Cunningham, headline from earlier this morning was saying he was supposed to interview. He'll be interviewing Thursday. And I don't know if that's today, Thursday, or next Thursday, but it says that the Bears assistant general manager, Ian Cunningham, will interview for the open GM position Thursday. Ian Rappaport's backed that up, and this comes to us from arizonasports.com. So that's pretty interesting. I really like the turnaround that the Bears have had. They are really on par to have a great season next season. So to bring somebody from their organization into our somewhat crumbling organization, I think that could be a really great move. Don't you? Let me know your thoughts. I really want to hear them. Drop them in the comments, tweet at us, send a pigeon, a smoke signal, whatever. I want to hear from you. There's just way too much going on for us to sit here so quietly. Finally, the last little piece of tea, and this is real tea, like real. Like I'm sipping for this. Real tea. Okay, that was way silly. I know. I'm not sorry though. Arizona Cardinals, a teammate. I'm going to use air quotes again. Teammate. A teammate slams Kyler's contract extension, saying they've created a monster. Per azcentral.com reporter Jeremy Clough for the Arizona Republic published minutes ago. Actually, about an hour ago. Still minutes ago. About an hour ago. And apparently this is an anonymous teammate who is letting out some commenting on the homework clause. That was a real thing. You remember when the contract was first updated and Kyler Murray had this homework clause. I mean, there are so many air quotes in all of the homework clause from an anonymous teammate. And they removed it because it was so embarrassing, right? Like, what, why, how, why are we sharing this? Why are we doing this? Is this not something they could have talked to him in private about? But some people feel like that actually should have stayed in writing, according to this anonymous teammate. Apparently, this anonymous teammate spoke to Bally Sports, saying it was like they created a monster after he signed his 5-year, $230.5 million extension. The teammate called Cardinals veteran, for some more air quotes for us. We love that, right? This Cardinals veteran didn't stop there by just saying they should have left that in. This teammate also said that once he was paid, so basically he gets his bag, and felt less compulsion to study his game or to fulfill the expectations of the franchise quarterback position than he had in the past. So apparently, this Cardinals veteran is saying that pre-contract, Kyler was a harder worker, a better teammate. He had more drive and ambition. Color me not surprised. Once you get what it is you're looking for, it is hard to stay motivated. But is that a character flaw then? Because once he did get paid, he's going to sit back and feel less obligated to do a good job? I don't know. I don't know if I buy into that. I do see that it's human nature. It definitely is human nature to behave in that way once you get what you want. But when you are looking at a good human, once they achieve what it is that they're trying to achieve, they continue to push forward. They continue to show what they're made of. So I'm going to go ahead and feel glass half full. I'm going to chalk this up to just rumor, tea, whatever we want to call it, and not feed into it. Do you think we could do that? I think we could do that. But I do agree with them saying that the collapse of the Cardinals organization felt predictable. I do agree with that. I don't think it had as much to do with Kyler's work ethic as all of the injuries that we had experienced, having players out like Deandre Hopkins for the first part of the season, having the incident in Mexico where senior staff had been sent home, having Steve Keim step down for health reasons. There's a myriad of reasons why you could foresee the collapse of the Cardinals organization this season, and I don't think it's fair to pin that on just Kyler Murray. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like that seems reasonable. Let me know what you think. Let us know at the pod what you think. Again, you can follow me on Twitter at Kelly and Phoenix. You can follow the pod at SickPodKelly. And Yeah, I mean, wild stories today. We've got Hopkins trade. We've got Sean Payton interviewing with the Cardinals, among a few other teams. We have got the new general manager position being filled. We have got this Kyler Murray rumor about his lack of effort. Oh, just so much. And I know there is more out there. There's still more out there. And this is why I'm really kind of excited about the off season and having these little coffee chats with you. I know I had tried to have a guest, or I mentioned I was going to try and have a guest today, our favorite Cardinals beat reporter, Donnie Druin. Unfortunately, Donnie is sick. He's got a sore throat, a cold, and he just absolutely could not make it today. I'm hopeful that he'll join us next week, and maybe we can come up with some of these resolutions to these outstanding stories. So send Donnie some love at Donnie Druin on Twitter. Thanks so much for tuning in. Quick 15-minute coffee chat, hanging out, and just, shooting the breeze and being like, wow, mind blown. I will see you next week. We have moved to one episode weekly here in this off season since the Cardinals are not in the playoffs or the Super Bowl. Stay tuned though, because we'll have some extra content as we lead up to the Super Bowl. And we have a bunch of shows on the Sick Podcast Network. So I really encourage you to check them out. There's NHL, and that's in season right now. So many different things. Hope you check them out. I'll see you next week. Bye.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Kelly Singh on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.